Hello, everybody, and welcome to a special episode of Reality Derby. I am Marcus James Dixon.
I am Denton Davidson, and we are talking Survivor 50. Marcus, the big cast list came out. Who's on
Yes.
who's on season 50?
And it's so funny that this cast list comes out on May 28th, almost 9 months or so before season 50 is going to actually air in the spring of 2026. And we don't even know the season 49 cast yet, which is really funny. They're filming now back to back in Fiji.
I'm sure that it would get leaked because we would know people are flying out of they're
Yeah.
disappearing for a month. So
Yeah,
there's no hiding it.
that's probably why they announced it today. So, real quick, here are the 24 people. This is a record number of people on the island. Jenna from season one, and some of these people have played multiple times. I'm just going to tell you the very first time we saw them and met them. And then Colby, season two, Stephanie, season 10, Suri, season 12. I love Suri. Ozzy, season 13, Coach, season 18, Aubrey, season 32. Chrissy, season 35, Christian, Angelina, and Mike, all from season 37, Rick Devens, season 38, Jonathan from 42, Dee from 45, Emily from 45, and then we have Q, Tiffany, and Charlie from 46, Genevieve from 47. I'm almost done. Camilla, Kyle, and Joe from 48, and then two mystery people, Denton from 49, which hasn't aired yet.
I mean, I guess we'll see. I think the cast has been leaked. So I think that the names are out there, but there's no confirmation as of yet.
Yeah. And you kind of have an issue with there's three seasons where we have three people from them.
It's too many. I mean, you're hitting 50 seasons and you're pulling three people from three different seasons, I think it's overkill. I mean, I don't think that's necessary. And it also builds in these built-in alliances. Even if you hate each other, you're familiar at least. You have a history, and I'm not a big fan of having over 700 players and the need for nine of them of the
Mhm.
24 to come from just three different seasons.
Yeah, and I was noticing like the first 30 seasons of the show, there's only six people represented. And
And I
that
noticed when you were rattling off everyone, like you went from 18 to 32, like you just skipped the 20s. Some of those people in the previous had like repeated, like had been on again in within the season 20s, but I mean that's a huge number to just skip.
it is. And it's like, okay, so Jenna, Colby, Stephanie, Suri, Ozzy, and Benjamin Coach Wade. They're the only people from before season 30. And then we have that same number, six people alone from 47, 48, and 49.
It's
It
ridiculous.
it really tells me that Jeff Probst has recency bias. And I think he's really in love with this new era. And I like the new era too. It's great. It's just the same number of people in the first 30 seasons compared to the past three seasons. It's just a little bit weird. And I feel like there's a lot of older people that were really hoping to get on this season, which we'll talk about later, and they didn't get on, and I'm sort of bummed for them.
And there's people that are mad. I mean, they're calling out Jeff. They said he shouldn't be part of the casting process anymore. It's too personal for him. Um, and he's even made statements before, like we're missing. I mean, we're gonna get into people we're missing, but he's made statements before that he gets very territorial and he doesn't like it when people are on the traitors. Maybe that's why Carolyn isn't being seen this season. I mean, she is the biggest star of the last how many seasons? So it's a little wild that she's not uh, in this cast.
That's a really good point because I think everyone's dream cast would have had Carolyn on it. Certainly mine would have. And I mean, we do have Suri and Stephanie that were on The Traitors. Suri won The Traitors. And, but I think with Carolyn, she was such a hit on The Traitors that maybe Jeff was like, and it was so recent too. I mean, it was this season.
And
So
she's a new era. I mean, Stephanie, I forgot Stephanie was on the Traitors. No offense, Stephanie. Um, but Suri is just such an old school Survivor legend that it makes sense for her to come back, even though she's been on the Traitors and Big Brother and like what
yeah.
else? Who knows? And I love Suri. but like Surya and I love Ozzy too. But this is their fifth time. It's like there's over 700 players, and we're seeing people for the fifth time. There's so many great players that have only played once.
Yeah.
So I mean,
I know I was rooting for Natalie Bolton, who was in the Black Widow Brigade, the only person from that season, Parvati's Little Alliance, that has never played again. I wonder if they asked her and she said no. I don't know. It's weird that she's never played again. I feel like this was a really good shot for her, and Parvati had her back. So, Natalie, reach out. What's going on? Why are you not on this season?
I was looking back because when I was thinking about this, I'm like, who's only played once that I really wanted to see again? And one of them is Dreams. And I don't know if you remember Dreams, but he was just cutthroat and he betrayed Yao Man. And that just pissed everyone off. And he ended up losing in the final. But he's someone that it's like he's only been on once. And that was like many seasons ago.
Yeah,
So, I mean,
long
there's
time.
so many people that deserve this shot at redemption. And then we have people on for the fourth and fifth time. It's kind of like, ugh.
Yeah, it is a little bit awkward. Let's be positive for a second. Who are you really excited to see back? And I'll go first. Mike White. I mean, I never ever thought we would see Mike White on the show again. It's been since season 37, I think.
He's going home first. No one's going to give him $1 million. I mean, the only reason they'd want to keep him around is to become his best friend, so they're on the next season of The White Lotus.
I think you're right. And I mean, Angelina was in the White Lotus season 2, Italy. They met on Survivor, of course, and she's the one that wanted Natalie's jacket. And I could totally see Mike White going home first. Not just because he's rich and famous, but because maybe everyone's jealous of him. Like maybe
And
they
he
want to
did
be
get
the next
second
Mike.
place, didn't he? I mean, it's not like he was a bad player. He can be dangerous.
Right. And I think you're right. I think he's gonna go home first. But I'm so happy to see him back on the island. And he's gonna miss the month of June, which is when Emmy voting is happening for the White Lotus. So Mike, I hope you're not snubbed at the Emmys because you don't have time to campaign.
He might have negotiated a higher, you know, base pay than the rest of these people for that reason alone.
Hmm. So who are you excited to see?
I really always liked Aubrey. I think she's super fun, but I'm also like, when I was looking through her bio, I'm like, this is her fourth time. But I guess that's why people fall in love with some of these players is because they have been around so long.
Hmm.
Um, and I always liked Ozzy, except for even the last time he played, I feel like there was kind of the spark was gone. Like he just doesn't have the same edge, like that survivor mentality anymore. So,
Hmm.
um, and
I
then,
hope
oh, go ahead.
I hope Coach has the edge because Coach is someone that always brings it when he's on. This is his third or fourth. This is his
Coach,
fourth.
and I think Coach thought he was getting cut because he was like on social media saying like he didn't make it, and then I think there must have been a last minute switcheroo or something, and he got on the plane.
That's fascinating because they must have had alternates at the ready. So perhaps he was an alternate, perhaps not. I want to know who the other alternates were that were kind of waiting. I know Abby Maria is very mad that she didn't make it.
She said she
Um,
was in casting for 9 months. And
she would have been
another
great.
one who's really pissed off is Spencer. And a lot of people think Charlie Davis from season 46 took sort of his geek spots because, they have to have the characters. But
Mhm.
Spencer's so mad that he's producing an episode of his docu-reality series, and it's going to be called Healing from Survivor, focused on contestants' journeys moving on with their lives after playing Survivor and also moving on from casting. Like he's been through this trauma. So he's inviting all these people who also got rejected to come to Ecuador or something to be on his podcast. And it's like, okay,
Ecuador.
like calm down. Like you've been on the show, what has he been on twice?
I think
And
so.
like, is this your life trauma that you didn't get cast on season 50 of Survivor? Like maybe just settle down a little bit. I understand being pissed or annoyed, but at the
Mm.
same time, it's like
It is a little bit sad and weird that this casting process was 9 months. And especially, I mean, look at the unnamed people from Survivor 49. They probably didn't even have a casting process. Jeff was probably like, You're good, you're good. Let's go on the next season. Like, because they're filming them back to back, so they probably didn't even get to go home in between.
I think they should have left season 49 out of it. I mean, there's 24 players and there had been 48 seasons. So if you just pick one or two players from every one or two seasons, that's
Mhm.
24. Like 48 divided by two. Take one from every two seasons. And instead, we get three people from three different seasons. And it's just, I don't understand what their
Yeah.
motivations were.
And I was speaking of math, I noticed that of this cast of 24, 12 of them are the old era before COVID, before Winners at War, and the other 12 are from the new era, which is season 41 to now. So I wonder, are they going to put them on two tribes, old versus new? People have wanted this for a long time. The official theme is in the hands of the fans, but it could also be, tribe versus tribe where it's old versus new. I would love that.
Could see that. I feel like the new tribe would have a definite advantage, though, if that were the case. And people are going to be mad if the old schoolers just get picked off right away,
Mhm.
one by one. I
Yeah.
also have an issue with it called being in the hands of the fans, because what were people voting on, like the color of buffs? They should have people voting on the cast. They should have
Yes.
they should have put everyone eligible up, and the top, 12 women and the top 12 men in the votes got cast. And if they weren't available, then you move to the next one in the line. That would have been in the hands of the fans choosing the cast.
Yeah. Some of the things that fans voted on were a little bit silly, like the buff color, whether or not they get rice, whether or not they get idols. The one I do hope makes it into the finale is people voted on whether or not the finale will be live with a studio audience or whether it will be on the island. I think everyone wants that live studio audience back. So
Yeah.
I'm assuming that vote was like 100% to zero.
That tribal finale reunion being better was like created in Jeff Probst's mind. I mean, he's the only one that likes it better.
Because
Because
it's saving CBS so much money by just doing it right then and there. I'm really happy that we have a season one contestant, kind of like celebrating the whole 25-year anniversary of Survivor. I wish it was someone other than Jenna, who's already played again. There's Colleen from season one, Greg from season one have never played again, and I would have loved to kind of bookend season one and 50 with people that have never played again. But I'm happy Jenna's back. I hope she gets her
Hawk has played
home.
twice, but she's always fun. I don't know how old she is now, I guess.
Yeah, and
I
Rich
was
Hatch.
looking at Yao Man earlier and he's like 72. I'm like, okay, well, that's probably why they didn't cast him.
Richard Hatch would have been great. Sean, the doctor who voted alphabetically in season one. I mean, we need him to come back. But
Jerry Manthe was a big snub.
yeah.
And I think she was another one who thought she was going to be on based on social media. And then Johnny Fairplay, uh,
Mm.
another, and Tyson, a couple of
Right.
blonde
Just
villains.
that's true. And Russell Hands, I'm sure he wanted to come back. He's a mess.
But I heard, I mean, if rumors are true, he might be on Traitors.
Fingers crossed.
Just keeps pissing off Jeff. So
I want to shout out Chrissy. Chrissy was in season 35. She was the runner-up. Yeah, she was the runner-up. And people have wanted her to come back. I've wanted her to come back forever. She dominated the challenges. She was really good socially. She's someone that could make it really far in the game. I don't think she's my official winner pick, but I'm gonna say top five for Chrissy.
I also do like Emily Flippin. I know a lot of people
Oh
hated
yeah.
her for a while, but she kind of grew on me and just it'll be interesting to see how much she's learned. She started really bad in season 45 and somehow survived to seventh place.
She
Um,
was so messy.
it was
Remember
a
her first
disaster.
episode, she went after Bruce because Bruce was a comeback player because he got injured, and she's like, well, he has an advantage because he was here before. And it's like immediately she gets the villain edit, and then halfway through she starts getting this redemption edit. It was really good. I'm so happy she's back. And Genevieve, the quote unquote villain. from what season? Season 47. She is back as well. She had a really fun storyline where at first she played with no emotions, kind of like a robot, and then halfway through she realized, oh, I need to start playing with emotions. I can't wait to see her.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how these are divided up. I think you might be spot on with the era one versus era two. And I guess we'll see how things shake out. I'm also curious to know what these people's relationships are like outside of the game. Because I think now some of these people are friends. I mean, these people are, we see them on TV and even some of them on multiple reality shows, but they're constantly at events with each other. I mean, we've seen groups of them together at, Survivor watch parties, even if it's just at
Mhm.
like a bar, like, so these people know each other. They're definitely
Mhm.
friends, and hopefully some of them hate each other with a passion. That'll be much more interesting. Uh,
Yes, like that's what The Traitors is good at, bringing people on from other shows that hate each other, like Brittany and Danielle from Big Brother. So I want to see that. I want to see enemies on this show together. And then you have people like Kyle and Camilla who just played. I mean, we literally just saw Kyle win last week, and he's back. I love that Camilla's back. I don't think we need winners back. It's only two winners. It's Kyle and D. How do you feel about winners coming back against, 22 people that haven't won?
I agree. I would prefer no winners, although I'll be shocked if either of those two win again. Um,
Yeah, I guess they'll be coming in with big targets. I would definitely not want to compete against a winner, and they would be someone I would target.
Colby hasn't been on in 25 seasons. He was lost in Heroes and Villains. He
Wow.
kind of became a villain. I remember him and Jeff got into it.
Oh yeah.
There was this
At a
moment,
challenge.
yeah, where Colby was like, I don't want to see the chocolate. Let's just get to the task." And Jeff was like, I'll decide when we start. Like they were just having like this bro off, like with their chests puffed out. And I don't need to see Colby again. I never understood why he was a fan favorite. I don't find him that interesting. Um,
I've always liked Colby and Jerry together, and so it's weird
she needs to
that
be there for
she
him to
does.
work.
She does need to be there. Um, do you listen to Jeff Probst's On Fire podcast?
Not often.
So he's had three co-hosts, Rick Devens, D from 45, and Charlie from 46. And all three co-hosts are now on season 50. Is there shenanigans going on, or is that part of the contract?
I mean, it pays to know people.
Hmm. So before we wrap up, what do we think is going to happen in terms of the winner? I would like to know who you think will win and then who you're rooting for, who you really want to win.
I mean, I usually was always rooting for Suri, but I'm kind of over that. Like now that she's won Traitors and failed miserably at Big Brother, I can
Wait,
just
she made it to like fifth place on Big Brother.
I know, but she kind of gave up. I like it wasn't an impressive run. I don't know. I feel like a new school player it definitely has the edge, especially with all these groupings of three. So, um, I don't know. It's a tough call. Who do
Mm.
you think's gonna win?
Who do I think will win?
I
You
think
mentioned
I would like Aubrey to win. She might
I
be a good choice.
you could be onto something there. And Camilla may be an underdog, just like she was last week when we saw her compete. She could pull it off, especially if her. I want to know if her and Kyle are gonna remain friends or if they're gonna go after each other's throats.
I
So I
mean, we
guess
know that these people have seen season 48 because
yeah,
they just left. So if people there are smart, they'll break up Camilla and Kyle
yeah,
immediately.
yeah.
And maybe even Joe. Like, I think one of those three is going to make it far, but definitely at least one of them is probably going to go early.
So yeah, I think Camilla's gonna be. She's my pick to win, but my heart is, I think, with Sari. I know she just won the trade. Well, not just won the traders, but she's won something, and that's great. I want her to win
She
Survivor.
can't win immunity. Like when is the last time somebody won Survivor and never won a challenge?
I'm sure it's happened.
Has it ever happened? I
I
don't
can't
know.
think of
Not in
one.
recent memory. I think Joe, if he survives to the merge, he has like a recent game. He's fresh and he was really good in challenges. But maybe he's
Yeah.
just too noble to win.
I hope he gets over that whole strong, loyal alliance crap. And
Yeah.
I want him to start betraying people.
Another one I'm sort of rooting for that I forgot about is Genevieve from 47. I really do like her.
Yep.
She was very kind of straightforward and cutthroat and got her in trouble. But
Yep.
I like that kind of person.
I do too. Jonathan's back. He's the big buff guy from 42 that, dominated. He was good with challenges, not so good with the social aspect. Q and Tiffany are back. They were fun. They were a fun kind of duo with, was it Kenzie that was the third one? And at points they would be in cahoots with each other, and then at other episodes they were just hating each other. I love that dynamic.
I don't know. I think it could be a total wild card that ends up winning. Maybe Christian Hubicki.
Yeah. And there's another nerd for you.
I think it could be a nerd.
It could. Chrissy Hoffbeck, don't discount her. I think everyone loves her. She's the type of person where they really respect her gameplay.
I think the big stars are just too outnumbered. So I just feel like Suri, although she is magic with her with the way she's able to draw people in.
Hmm.
But maybe someone like Stephanie, I don't know how long she's gonna last because I think people are gonna just want to go after those big stars and
Yeah.
won't be happy.
Well, I'm sure we'll talk much more about Survivor 50 as we get closer, and Survivor 49 too. That's still coming out.
And there's a lot of complaints, but hopefully it's just a good like maybe the bar is low, so like it'll exceed everyone's expectations.
I just want to see what the buff colors are.
Oh God. Is that a
Uh,
joke?
yeah. Thank you everyone for watching Reality Derby. We will see you next time.